Welcome back, YouTubers, to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. If you're new to my channel, I welcome you all with open arms, and you must have come and landed on my page for a reason. And whatever reason, I'm hoping you'll seek understanding, clarity, or whatever other reasoning behind seeking out my channel right now. And all further ado, I just want to make a quick thank you note for the ones that has been supporting me, and without you guys I wouldn't be pushing myself through this and all. So just a brief recap of who I am before I begin my next few topics that I want to clearly address to you right now is that, I'm AspieAnswersAll, or I'm not Aspie for many people who have been following me from the very beginning to now. I'd rather probably be called Aspie, be best known for. I do all about the mental health series. This is just any other health and awareness topics. This is also some, tips and advice along the way with those topics, as well as just, some forms of encouragement of our everyday personal struggles that we may go through, just to uplift you, will support you in any way I can, and best way I can, based on my knowledge and experience and all that. But just to be in mind also, when I do share my life experiences with my personal struggles, and that just to be in mind that, to be respectful of it, to just be into the point of, give and take of what you take on board and want to, hereby listen to. If you feel that some of the video series that I've been sharing, regardless be it from Ash's everyday topics that I've shared, like for class examples of the ones I have been sharing about yourself with and all that, you don't feel it's for you, but you feel it's for someone else, feel free to share those videos. Also, to clearly introduce to you all before I begin the next series, which I'm doing right now in the mental health, is the PMD, or PMDD I should say, the premenstrual disorder, or dysphoric disorder, shall we say. That I am no medical expert. I'm just a normal Joe Blows that's going about doing my business, basically just to share my life experiences based on what I've learned, based through the experiences, as well as just through some training and whatever else that comes into play to help you all in a way of hopefully creating an awareness and understanding and clarity of some topics. So any tips and advice that you feel ain't deemed appropriate or what have you, don't fret or throw it back at me. Seek medical advice or seek medical attention of a second opinion based on these everyday topics that are close to my heart to share with you all, so that hopefully you can, understand more better, obviously, for a second opinion, because obviously at the end of the day, as I said so many times before, I don't forever condone anyone to do self-harm or anything like this that will show those classic warning signs of any other everyday symptoms that I'm sharing with you all. So as I said before, this one's all about the premenstrual dysphoric disorder. Bear with me on how I pronounce certain clinical names, but as I said, it will cover obviously into three parts that I'm hoping to break it down to you. The first part, obviously, for this is just an introduction of what it is, the causes, the factors, the signs, symptoms, and whatnot. The next one down will be the diagnosing and treatments of this disorder, and then the last but not least is the myths and misconceptions of this disorder. So no further ado, guys, basically it'll step by step and hopefully be easy to follow, like many of my series has been in these mental health series versus every other series that may have you stumbled on. So let's begin this. As we know, basically PMDD, or premenstrual dysphoric disorder, is a psychological disorder. However, it is a very severe form of the premenstrual syndrome, or PMS. The symptoms are similar to that PMS, I'm abbreviating down to, of the premenstrual syndrome, that are severe enough to actually interfere with our everyday life, of our work, social activities, or even our relationships. The symptoms are of the following: mood swings, number one. Number two is your depressed mood or feelings. Number three, basically, you're having feelings of hopelessness. Number four, basically, marked anger. Number five, your increased interpersonal conflicts with people. Number seven is your tension and or anxiety. Number seven is irritability. Eight, decreased interest in certain activities that you loved so many times before but usually do. Number 9 is fatigue. Number 10 is difficulty in concentration. Number 11, change in the appetite. 11 basically is feeling out of control or overwhelmed. And then number 13 is having sleeping problems, or even just some of your physical problems, such as basically bloating, breast tenderness, headaches. Some may suffer from nausea, and the like. What causes PMDD, you may be asking, is The exact cause to PMD isn't known, however, like many disorders, but it's still clinically being researched and whatnot. Yet some scientists and researchers do, however, believe it's maybe brought by hormonal changes in our body that is related to the menstrual cycle that us girls, do every month. Recent studies have shown a connection between low levels of serotonin and PMDD. Therefore, with the chronic changes to the levels of serotonin can lead to this disorder. Okay, I want to just quickly, before I end this, to make it real short and brief, the differences between PMS and PMDD so that you can get a better understanding and clarity to what I'm addressing here. Okay, the differences here is the way women may feel mentally. Like I mentioned before, that women with PMDD will eventually feel of all the symptoms that I've just shared of PMS, but all the mental symptoms of PMS is intensified by their PMDD. PMDD alters someone's life, and the saddest part of it all, though, however, that when someone reaches to a point where they have their, period, everything just stops and they're back to normal, and that they're happy and healthy and who they were before the PMD was started, basically. Hopefully this ends the first introductory part of it. Give me a like for thumbs up for support. Comment below if you want to open up the discussion about this and more. Feel free to follow me on my social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so you know what's coming up of next, sort of thing, to show your support and engagement. Feel free to also share these videos around to family and friends. And also there, guys, thanks for your support, thanks for watching.